Hello, and thank you for joining us today. I'm Jen Moses, president of the Junior League of Duluth. The very first Junior League started in New York City in 1901 by Mary Harriman, a woman motivated by a sense of social responsibility and the knowledge that trained women volunteers could make a difference in the world. These same values have guided hundreds of thousands of women around the world and right here in our community for over 100 years. In fact, today, July 14th, 2020, marks the 100-year anniversary of Junior League of Duluth. You'll hear more about our history later in the presentation, but for now, imagine the year 1921. Duluth is growing by leaps and bounds. Immigrants from around the world have moved to the shores of Lake Superior with their families, and a group of motivated women decide to join their volunteer work with the growing movement of junior leagues. In honor of this moment 100 years ago, and the hundreds of women who have been members of Junior League of Duluth in the last century, we are joined today by Mayor Emily Larson of Duluth and Mayor Jim Paine of Superior. Emily and Jim, on behalf of Junior League of Duluth, I thank you for joining us to share this moment. We'll hear a few words from Emily and Jim, and then we will hear from Jennifer Webb, who is a Junior League member, past president, and recipient of the Elizabeth Congdon Lifetime Achievement Award, about our league's history and our impact on our community.
Well, thank you, Jen, and thank you, Jennifer, and thank you, Mayor Paine, for being great partners in all of the work that we do together. All of us are just doing our part at this time right now with what we've got. I'm really excited to be here, and I miss the opportunities that we have had and enjoyed to be together in different ways. The Junior League has been really important to projects that benefit families and kids and neighborhoods and communities. And so often we're together lifting each other up in the hard work. And so before we share the proclamation, and I know Mayor Paine will have a few words of his own to share, it's important for me to let you know how important your work is. The story of Junior League is the story of women. It is the story of resilience. It is the story of doing what we need to do to take care of our communities and our families. And we do that because it matters, because we know that every kid in every neighborhood deserves the same opportunities to thrive. We do it because we know that when we invest in healthy communities, we invest in healthy people, and healthy people make good decisions on the part of everyone else. So I know that the core of what brings me to this work of public service is a commitment to my community and doing things as well as I can, as imperfect as that may be at times. And I know that that is a shared value with the Junior League, that it is about doing what we can, where we can. And sometimes it's going to go off without a hitch, and sometimes it's going to be in the middle of a pandemic. But this is not the first pandemic that the Junior League has experienced, since you have experienced with lots of other historical conflicts and health issues and crises. And so I'm just glad to be here today. And so Mayor Paine and I will share a proclamation when after he's done doing his comments. But thank you so much for all that you do. It is really noticed and really valued, and now more important than ever.
Thank you for that, Mayor Larson. I want to echo some of your comments. I'm also disappointed that we don't get to celebrate this year with as many of the incredible members of the Junior League as possible, to celebrate their achievements over the last year and the history that they're carrying on their shoulders in our community. But I do have the honor of celebrating with you three incredible women that are all outstanding leaders in our community, and that will just have to do this year as we celebrate the many accomplishments of the members of the Junior League. But more importantly, I think we have an opportunity to look forward to the achievements that are yet to be made by the leaders that the Junior League is developing right now. Your history gives us plenty of hope that there is much more to come from this organization. And so with the help of Mayor Larson, I will begin our proclamation. So this is a proclamation by Mayors Jim Paine and Emily Larson, and it begins: Whereas the Junior League of Duluth was created from the King's Daughter Society by a unanimous vote on July 14th, 1920, and joined the Association of Junior Leagues of America in 1921. And
whereas the Junior League of Duluth is one of the oldest leagues in the nation, thus demonstrating the women of the Twin Ports' commitment to improving their communities very early in the histories of Duluth and Superior. And
whereas members of the Junior League of Duluth have been catalysts for lasting community change for a century, initiating their impact with the creation of a nursery and a Lincoln Park factory that provided affordable on-site care for children so their mothers could work. And
whereas over the last century, the Junior League of Duluth built Playfront Park and First Witness, helped form the Human Development Center and the Polinsky Medical Rehabilitation Center, supported the arts and advocated to save the Duluth Depot, created the Seeds for Peace program, provided financial support to Hartley Nature Center and to Safe Haven, and helped address food insecurity through the building of a deep winter greenhouse in West Duluth. And
whereas the organization initiated the Leadership Duluth program and is committed to developing the potential of women through the education of future and current leaders who are advocates within our communities. And
whereas Junior League of Duluth promotes volunteerism by partnering with, supporting, and creating healthy spaces benefiting residents of the Twin Ports communities.
now therefore, we, Jim Paine and Emily Larson, mayors of the City of Superior and the City of Duluth, do officially proclaim July 14th, 2020 as Junior League of Duluth Day in Superior and Duluth. Sorry, I stole your last line there, Mayor.
That's great. This is what we do, Jim. We figure it out. I love it. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for everything that you do. It is so valuable. These last 100 years, I can only imagine what we're all going to be asked to do to step up for our communities in the next 100 years. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you all.
Thanks to both of you for the proclamation and the kind and supportive words. And now we'll hear from Jennifer Webb.
So as noted in the proclamation, the July 14th minutes noted for the King's Daughter Society that the membership had gathered at Elizabeth Congdon's home. And during that meeting, they discussed becoming the Duluth chapter of the Junior League. The motion passed and the King's Daughter Society became the Junior League of Duluth, and Elizabeth Congdon would go on to be the first president of our Junior League. Over the years, the women had supported the Red Cross and worked to open a day nursery in the Patrick Factory in the West End of Lincoln Park. There they provided affordable health care, and they actually fed and took care of the children from 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. I note this because it's really interesting that the support for women and care for children has guided almost all of the initiatives that we have done over the years and continue to guide our principles as we look to partnerships. I invite anyone who's listening to revisit the history of your favorite Duluth program or nonprofit, and you may just find that Junior League of Duluth connection. And again, as we look to the next century, we have returned to our connections to the West End and to West Duluth as we focus particularly on addressing the issues associated with food insecurity and its very long-reaching impacts. Over the next year of our celebrations, we're going to tell this and many other stories as we celebrate our legacy, but most importantly, we're going to be laying the foundation for the next century of our work by looking to who our next leaders are going to be and the next issues that we're going to need to work on together. So I want to thank both of the mayors for being here and recognizing this day, and I look so forward to working with you and all of your communities as we move forward into the next century.
Okay, well, that concludes our formal presentations for today. Again, thank you so much to Mayor Emily Larson and Mayor Jim Paine. We will continue to be catalysts for change within our communities on both sides of the river.